Good evening. It is June 1, 2024, and it's a Saturday. Here in Sherbrooke, it is currently 24 degrees Celsius, 76 degrees Fahrenheit at 6:57 p.m. It was a hot one today. Pretty much not a cloud in sight, or at least it didn't feel like it. Um, the sun this morning rose at 5:02 a.m. and it will set. It is not set yet. It is not set yet. It will set at 8:29 p.m. I'll give you time to calculate that if you want. I feel like sometimes I'm a little too hasty, and there might be some people who want to do the math themselves. But are you ready? That is 15 hours and 27 minutes of sunlight, and if I'm not mistaken, it's more than yesterday. So the days are getting longer. Just got out of the shower, and my face is a little itchy. I've got dry skin, and I took a hot shower on this hot day, which feels so good, but it's not really good for my skin. Today I'm thinking about Deerhoof, and I'm thinking about their album that came out yesterday. I thought it came out before that, but no. It came out yesterday, the Free Triple Live album by Deerhoof, and I'm actually going to be talking about the entire album and recommending the entire album. Usually I just recommend songs, but I want to talk about Deerhoof, and I want to talk about this album, because it's really good, and I listened to it today. Over the past 2 days, I was essentially bedridden. Like, I spent most of my time in bed because I made some bad but predictable decisions, which, whose consequences were physical and psychological distress and exhaustion. This morning and yesterday, I had really, really bad headaches, and yesterday I was very dehydrated and I had a bad headache. And so then I also didn't drink any caffeine because I ended up waking up at, very late, and I wanted to be able to fall asleep again. But woke up early-ish today and was able to take some Tylenol or something, I don't know, and took a dump, and that helped around 9 o'clock in the morning. And I drank some water. I eventually fell back asleep and woke up at around, I'd say between 2 and 3. But then I was able to make some coffee, and that really helped. And I was able to take another dump, which really helped, and drink some more water. And I read a bit. I'm reading the book Raw Dog by Jamie Loftus, which is about hot dogs. And although I was reading today a chapter about factory farming and the awful conditions of slaughterhouse workers in the U.S., it doesn't really make me want to eat meat. I do eat meat often, and there are probably dozens of good reasons why I think it would be a good idea to eat less meat. I don't think I'm going to cut meat out completely, but it would be nice to eat less meat. And then I ate some toast with some butter and some macadamia nut butter as well, which was delicious. And then I went outside and I hiked for over an hour. I went up Mount Bellevue, Mount Nice View in English, twice, and just didn't really go into the sort of deeper trails because I'm not used to it, and there are a lot of mountain biking trails, and I don't really know. Last time I tried to do one of the bigger loops, I ended up in an area where I just could not find the pedestrian-friendly trail. I could only see mountain biking trails, which of course I can't go on, it's very dangerous. So Yeah, but I went to the one that like goes off on Galt, like it goes towards the university, but I didn't go there. I got off on Galt, and then I just was on Galt for like 30 seconds and realized that I did not want to be on Galt. Um, Actually, even dumber, the reason why is because, okay, so the exit to that trail, well, entrance exit, whatever, the entrance, the trail that on Galt West, um, it the entrance slash exit is in a parking lot for some apartment buildings. I actually knew somebody who used to live there, um, and so, which is not really interesting information, but um, it's a nice spot. But then there was this like woman who was like going in and parking, and I was afraid that I would look weird. It's so dumb because nobody gives a shit, but I was afraid that I would look weird if I just like went to the entrance and just turned around. So then I went into the street, and then I'm like, why did I do that? That was so dumb. And so then I turned around, and then I'm like, it would look now looks even weirder. Let's say this person was still in their car or had gotten out and then sees the same person like 30 seconds later. There's nothing you can do on Galt in 30 seconds. I don't know. But the actual uh, probability is that no one noticed me because I'm not the center of the universe, and they're just thinking about their own lives. So then I went back. Um, and went up the mountain again. It's not. It's really, really short. It doesn't take very long, but it is steep. So it does just get the cardio vascular system pumping, and the lungs filled with air. And the whole time I was listening to the free triple album by Deerhoof, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to continue walking. Not only did I feel good, and was it so beautiful outside, but the music was so good. So I don't know if I've talked about Deerhoof before. Let's like see. Because, oh yeah, I've definitely talked about Deerhoof before. I initially started the weather report during the pandemic, and during the pandemic, I was eating a lot of weed. I stopped drinking at like the beginning, and yeah, and instead I just replaced it with eating weed. So it was like high like all the time on edibles, but songs I've talked about. I talked about Basketball, Get Your Groove Back, and oh well, I talked about Greg Saunier recently. So yeah, my history with Deerhoof, I've already talked about it, but I'll go over it briefly. When I was 16, I saw Deerhoof on this show called Fox Rocks, which was a show that was on the local Fox affiliate in San Diego, California. It went on like late at night, 11, 12, 1 a.m., I don't know. But they would have bands, sometimes local bands, sometimes bands on tour, and they just have like a live session. And this was back in 2006, so it was 16, I think it was 2006. Fox Rocks. Whoops. Yeah, September 7th, 2006, or July 9th, 2006, but probably September 7th, 2006. And I saw them as a trio play the song Twin Killers. And I was confused. I was into weird music at the time. I think I heard the album, what the fuck was that album? Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. This Heat. This Heat by This Heat, or maybe their second record. There was like 15, and it just like changed my life. I never really heard experimental music before, and I just got really, really into it. But anyway, I saw Twin Killers by Deerhoof, and it's just like this trio, and you have this drummer who is just wailing on these drums, and then just this Japanese woman in a dress playing bass and singing these absurd lyrics in this really high register. It was so beautiful and weird and unexpected. Um, and then I didn't really listen to them again for several years until I think it was La Isla Bonita came out. But anyway, like, there, it sort of just came in and out of my life. And then I don't remember why, but I just started listening to them again during the pandemic, and I got really, really deep into them. And even like not long before the pandemic, I had the chance to go see them, and I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't listened to Deerhoof in a while, but I could definitely go see Deerhoof. I remember liking some of their albums a lot. What were the albums? It was La Isla Bonita that I liked a lot. What was the other one? Was it Deerhoof versus Evil? I think it was. Yeah, it was Deerhoof versus Evil. I have a Deerhoof versus Evil T-shirt somewhere. Um, yeah, so I'd listened to Deerhoof versus Evil in 2011, a decent amount. And then I listened to La Isla Bonita when it came out in 2014. I recall walking down Wellington, um, no, on Alexander Street, um, Alexandre, in Sherbrooke. Yeah. I remember one time, like, being on the bus, going to work, and listening to Deerhoof versus Evil and really liking it. But then I got super into it, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't believe I didn't see them live before the pandemic. They kept releasing music during the pandemic. Um, it was great. I finally got to see them last year, and it was so amazing. And they played Exit Only, and they played Twin Killers. And what else did they play? They played stuff from Miracle Level, their latest record. Oh, yeah, okay, so you start with Exit Only, then Freshborn, then Dummy Discards a Heart, L'Amour Stories, Lovelord 2, they did Scarcity's Manufactured, which is great live. I really liked Actually You Can, but the songs that they played from Actually You Can really shone live. Like, fucking Plant Thief. They played Polly B, which is from their first record, and I lost my mind when they played Polly B. They played Giga Dance, which was insane, and they ended with Paradise. They ended an encore with Paradise Girls, which I didn't get as it is one of my favorite Deerhoof songs, but it just um, didn't speak to me as much as I thought it would live. Maybe I had too high of expectations, but like Twin Killers live is absolutely insane. Which leads me to this live album, which came out yesterday. It's they filmed it. Just one take from behind the band on stage, and that is my recommendation today. I mean, especially, like, I don't know, it just shows you, if you don't know what Deerhoof is, you might not like it, but it shows you, I think, why people like Deerhoof, and it's because they are, in my opinion, one of the, if not the, I can't say this like objectively, this is just obviously my opinion. Currently touring existing bands, I don't think I've seen a better live band. And especially when you think about how, like, so there, I think what is specifically very special about Deerhoof is that you listen to their records, and they have touched on so many different styles. Every record sounds like it really does sound completely different. Every single record sounds completely different, except it still sounds like Deerhoof. And I don't know, that might sound sort of meaningless, but like if you go through their discography, if you hear this and you like what you hear, you like some songs on it, go and seek out the album the song is on and listen to the album, because like they've gone through so many. I mean, it was like in the beginning much noisier. They've gotten really poppy stuff. Love Lore has a bunch of like weird medleys of a bunch of. They'll go from like pop songs to like avant-garde classical music, and they're all like incredible musicians. But when you see them play live, and I think the perfect example is Freshborn. You listen to the intro of Freshborn, And when they play live, despite the fact that you listen to the records and some, you'll hear it too live, they are able to be super, super tight when they want to. But the thing is that they often don't want to because it's more fun. It just seems, I think they just have more fun when they just play with timing and it's like funny. It's funny. Like, I think it is humorous. Like, you'll see Greg Saunier, if you watch the video, you'll see him sometimes. If you've ever played like a Souls-like game, like Dark Souls or like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, stuff like that, or all the million copies of those games, especially like Elden Ring, maybe Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, they do it a lot in Lies of P. Anyway, where you'll have enemies which will like telegraph their attacks, but they'll like sort of like fake you out in their attacks to make the patterns more complex. And so it's more difficult to react to them. When he does that when he's drumming, you'll see him go like, like, just to fuck with the timing. And so the intro to Freshborn is like this. I think the version of Paradise Girls that they start off with is great. Love Lore 2 is fantastic. Twin Killers is so insane live. They did this in Montreal when I saw them at La Sala Rosa. They do No One Has to Dance. It's like a slower song. And they just like seamlessly transition into this intro to Twin Killers, which is so well done. Plant Thief is just absolutely insane. That's the thing too, like the guitar is the two guitarists, Ed Rodriguez and oh shit, I forgot his name. He starts with a D. No, John Dieterich. I'm sorry, John. I forgot your name. I just went down. Oh, well, he's not watching. But John Dieterich, which by the way, it's really funny. They're always panned. One is on one side and one is on the other side of the records. They're amazing guitarists and they play so well together. And especially the last like 3 records, I'd say, maybe 4 records, have been like very, very guitar focused, and really, really like intricate guitar parts. But like when they play live, they're playing these like intricate guitar parts, but it's like it's more unhinged. It's less hinged. And especially in the songs that are louder and more explosive, it just gets nuts. And like Plant Thief, I think pretty much everyone who heard it on the record, Actually You Can, there's this one particular part where they were like, this is going to be insane live. And I have witnessed it live, and it is absolutely insane. It is fucking crazy. I wasn't... Their latest record, Miracle Level, has not really spoken to me as much. It hasn't clicked. But live, they play Jet Black Double Shift. Oh, I hope Jet Black Double Shift is on Miracle Level. Yeah, okay. Which I think is like the best, or at least my favorite song in Miracle Level. They play that. They play Milkman from Milkman. Milkman is one of my favorite Deerhoof albums. It's so good. And yeah, the songs they play from Miracle Level sound great live. Especially Momentary Art of Soul, I think, is like on a whole other level compared to the album version. The album version is good, but the live version is really top notch. It's so like eerie and repetitive and high energy, and it's so good. So yeah, I've spoken for almost 20 minutes now, and a substantial part of that was about Deerhoof. But I love Deerhoof. Deerhoof is one of my favorite bands. I'm very passionate about Deerhoof. Please, and this is why I'm recommending the entire album, the entire performance. It's long. It's 80 minutes long. It's a full show, unedited. But if you like any of it, I implore you to go and listen to the records. It's not going to be the same thing, right? It's going to be often tighter. The production varies quite drastically from album to album. But if you dig it, you are in for one of the most delicious treats that I can think of in rock music. In the entire history of rock music, there is nothing else like Deerhoof. It's such a special band, and there's a reason why, 30 years later, they still have such a devoted following and there's such a loving response from fans and other artists. Everybody loves Deerhoof. It seems like for like very good reasons. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people love Deerhoof, and I hope that you are one of them. If you're not, it's fun, but it's just because like I want to share how amazing it has been. Like it. I think I understand what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm getting very excited about Deerhoof. So check out Deerhoof. Check out the free Triple Live album. Later today, I'm gonna go back outside. It's going to still be mostly sunny to partly cloudy. It's going to keep going down steadily. Going to leave us off at 14 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. But yeah, no chance of rain. Until the sun sets, it's going to be partly cloudy. But the light's already starting to get golden. I might not be able to see too much. Anyway, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling alive. And I think I'm gonna go. I think I might make nachos. I'm gonna look up a recipe for nachos and make nachos. Maybe. Everyone, have like seriously an amazing rest of your day, because I'm having a good day, and I've not had one for a little bit now, and I am well aware of how precious it is to have good days where you're okay, or I'm okay. And there are beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great rest of your day.